Hello and welcome back to part 4 of Learn Fusion. In this fourth video, we're going to be learning Extruded Cut and the circular pattern tool. And if you haven't heard of these before, then don't worry, I'm going to be explaining and demonstrating these throughout this video. And in this video, we're going to be creating the basic shape of an engine block model. Okay, so let's draw our engine block then. So to start with, let's click on the save up here and let's call this block. And now let's create a new component and let's call this block as well. Okay, so let's make sure we're drawing inside of this component. And the first thing we want to do is we want to use the skills that we learned in our first video. So we're going to create a sketch of a rectangle. So choose the XY plane here. And we're going to choose the center rectangle. And then we're going to start from the center and we're going to draw this 430 by 600 millimeters. Once we've done that, we're going to click on Finish Sketch and we're going to turn it around to make sure that it's 3D again. And we're going to do an extrude and we're going to extrude this out by 300 millimeters. So now we've got a very primitive engine block shape. And we want to make some cuts into it. So I'm going to click on this top surface and then I'm going to click on Create Sketch. Then I'm going to click on the line tool and I'm going to sketch from the center point. And then click the top edge, making sure the line is set to 90 degrees. And what I want to do with the first one is to create a construction line. So I click X and that changes it. Then here, make sure your line has been changed to a construction line. This is indicated by changing to a dotted line. Next, we want to draw a circle at the center point of this line. So it's going to be marked the center point with a blue triangle. And I'm just going to draw this now, let's say 120 millimeters. Once it's been drawn, I click on Finish Sketch, and then I'm going to rotate this back to 3D again. So I'm going to do an extrude. So you click on Extrude, and then you click on the circle. And if you watch, as I drag down, it's actually cutting through the surface, and this is indicated by it turning red. So here we've got the profile that's been selected, and what we want to do is we want to do it on one side. And then you choose a distance to extend. So you can either do this by dragging this handle down, alternatively typing in an accurate number here. And you can see that the operation has changed to a cut. So we want to click OK on that. And now what we want to do is we want to make 6 of these holes. So to do that, we click on Create and then we click on the rectangular pattern tool. Instead of doing them one by one, this is a much quicker way to do it. And in object types, change bodies to features. Then select the feature in the timeline. Then choose the axis and select the line on the furthest edge of your rectangle. We can move this using the blue arrows, but first we want to change some settings. And we want to change the direction to symmetrical. And then for axis 2, we want to drag this out, so instead of 3, we want it to just have 2. And then we put it in line. So you can see that it's going to draw our pattern. We've got the quantity of 3, which is here, and we've got the distance of 200, which we can do precisely with this measurement. Alternatively, we can drag out these handles. And the second pattern we've got on axis 2. Then we're going to click on OK, and that's going to cut through. And now there's another thing that I want to show you with cutting. So let's say that there's more detail in this. For example, if you click on a surface, click on Create Sketch, then click on the line tool to start drawing a line. So what we want to do is we want to draw from the center, and this is going to be 90, and then hit Enter. And then we want to hit X again on the keyboard to make this a construction line. And then we want to draw a circle of 25 millimeters and hit Enter. Now, if we come up here to create, and then we use the circular pattern tool. Let's click on the object that we want to make a circular pattern. And then let's click on the center point. It's going to be the center of this circle, and then we need to choose how many. Let's say 7. Now you can see that it's drawn circles all the way around the inner circle. So instead of drawing a square pattern like we had before, it's actually doing it in a circular pattern. Now, if we click on that and click Finish, let's move this back to 3D. And what we can do is we can press extrude and do the same thing again. Then, if we have all of these sketches selected, we can actually cut through, and then we press OK. So I know that's just a very rough idea of what an engine block would actually look like, but you get the idea of how you can sculpt things out of a block. And the last thing to do is to save your model. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it useful, then please do hit that like button and also subscribe. See you in the next one. Cheers.